So, this is a video that has been on my mind lately, because it's been a topic that I've kind of thought about, and it's kind of cool to actually see be a thing. And the thing I'm actually talking about is that we're living in a new age of slashers. We are basically living in the third age of the slasher era of cinema. Basically, it's cool to actually have a mass killer going around murdering people. And I have to be honest, I like it. I really do. Of course, there was the golden age in the 80s, and then the minor renaissance in the... and I do stress minor, because we did have Ghostface, and... we had Scream, we had I Know What You Did Last Summer, we had Valentine, we had Urban Legend. It was a small little bump right there. And now we are living in a new age of slasher films. And I'm not talking like direct-to-DVD or direct-to-streaming slashers. I'm talking like you can actually go pay a ticket to go see it. And what kind of really sparked my... and this is something that's been on my mind for a bit. But I figured since next week, literally next week of this recording, we are getting a new slasher in Hard Eyes. A movie I'm really excited for. Because I love me some slasher films. Are slasher films... the new in vogue thing? Yeah, and I can tell you where it all started. I can tell you the exact film that really kicked this all off. I can tell you the exact one. Halloween 2018. And it's funny, too, because this isn't the first time Michael kicked off a whole era of slashers. Remember the original Halloween? Although, yes, you can't argue that there were others before... like, of course, dating all the way back to Psycho and another film, Peeping Tom. It was really Halloween that really made, and following, by extension, Friday the 13th, it was really Halloween, John Carpenter's, classic film that made everyone go, that makes money, do that. That made Hollywood and so many others, go forward with that. And yes, I know, technically speaking, Art the Terrifier did come out, I think it came out in 2017, right? Could be wrong, but basically Halloween, Blumhouse's Halloween, regardless of how you feel about the trilogy, which God knows we all know how that went. I like kills, but ends, I've said enough about ends, but we can all agree, pointing back to Blumhouse's Halloween film, Blumhouse's first Halloween film in that trilogy, was the starting point for not just, a revitalization in slasher, in, like, original slashers, obviously getting the requel of the Scream films, but also it really did kick off this whole era of new slasher films. Like, again, we've got Art the Clown. And let me talk about Art the Clown real quick. Art the Clown is like a new face of horror. And it has a lot to be said because now it not only is an independent film making a shit ton of money over a, high budget Warner Brothers film, it went up against Joker, Joker 2, and thoroughly kicked its ass in the box office, but it also proves that, independent films can make a lot of money. I mean, to also turn a point, the success of Terrifier 3 was one of the reasons why we're getting the Toxic Avenger remake coming out this year. It got announced that, the Peter Dinklage Toxic Avenger movie that was sealed away, never to be seen, because it was so overtly violent, it was never going to be seen. But now, thanks to Cineverse, who is also the production company who helped the Terrifier films, also picked it up. But it also proved that, these slasher movies, these over-the-top, violent, unrated films without Hollywood breaking down the doors to tell you what to do, can make a profit. Now, will the Toxic Avenger remake make a profit? I don't know right now. As of this recording, that movie is not out. I imagine it'll probably come out like late summer, fall-ish, sometime in that era. Someone said that it's probably coming out in August, which I'm inclined to believe. But having said all that, this film, this era, proves that these horror films are making a profit. I mean, and we're getting new slashers. Obviously, the Hard Eyes Killer next week, and of course, like Art the Clown and John Carver, the Killer in Thanksgiving. We're getting a sequel to that. And there's just a whole list of other slasher movies that are in production right now to be made. And hell, the slasher genre is getting artsy at some points. I mean, look at In a Violent Nature. I have a love-hate thing with In a Violent Nature. I really think, there are things I like about it, but also, Jesus, the walking. But I can't deny that it did something different with the genre. I cannot, I can't deny it did something different with the genre. And it's also sparking a lot of love for, other classic slashers to come out hiding, come out of the development hell, as it were. I mean, had it not been for how popular, I'm sure this played a part, had it not been how successful Halloween was, the Blumhouse trilogy was, and yes, it did make a lot of money, I'm certain that the court cases with Friday the 13th would still be going on to this day. And yes, it is a thing, but we are getting, some stuff with Jason. We haven't gotten a full movie yet, but baby steps at this point. And who knows, maybe Freddy will come back. We're getting also, a new film of I Know What You Did Last Summer. A movie I never gave a shit about, but I'm kind of excited now. It's just nice to see a new era of slasher films, and my girlfriend, who never gave a shit about slashers, she never liked them. She's a horror fan. She does like Art the Clown, but she never cared much for slashers because they were all the same. But I've been showing her all these other films like Silent Night, Deadly Night, My Bloody Valentine, and she's gotten an appreciation for it, and she's super excited for Hard Eyes. So she's gained this appreciation for the slasher genre. And yes, I am well aware that someone's going to go, well, this isn't going to last forever. No shit, it's not going to last forever. I'm well aware that this era is not, this era of new age of slasher films is not going to be a thing. Hollywood has these trends. Like, Hollywood definitely has, these trends. Like, again, the remake, there was the J-horror remake trend. Then there was the horror remake trend. Then there was the haunted house trend. It's a thing. It's a run, and possession movies, like all of those movies. When something goes big, when one of these films makes a lot of money, other studios go out of their way to copy that trend, to ride off. That's, again, like I said earlier, why do you think there were so many slasher films in the 80s? Because of how well Halloween did. So, again, this trend is going to keep running until the faucet runs out, or some other big trend is going to come along. I'm not an idiot to that. I'm not, I'm well goddamn aware that we are, that this era that we've been living in since technically 2018 is finite. It is. And I want to enjoy it as much as I can, because God knows we may, how long until we get another era where slashers are in vogue again? Like, how long until we get another era of films where it's cool to have a guy or girl in a... I would actually like to see more female slashers. It'd be really nice if we got more female slashers. That's one thing I would like to see, more female slashers, because really, we only have, 5 I can name off the top of my off my hand. So yeah, maybe a few more female slashers would be nice, but other than that, when are we ever going to see a killer put on a mask and murder people in fun, unique ways? Because that era may never come again, right? So yeah, I'm going to enjoy this era for as long as I can, and roll with it for as far as I can, because it may never come again, So, there you go, guys. What do you guys think of this new era of horror? Do you guys like it, hate it? Or how long do you think it'll last? There's a good question. How long do you think it'll last when it's all said and done? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.